Hey y'all, I'm Tim Cheatwood and welcome to my shop. Today I'm going to show you how I made this heart-shaped box out of purple heart wood for my wife for Valentine's Day. So come along and check it out. I picked up this purple heart blank about a year and a half ago from City Hardwoods in Birmingham, Alabama. And I've been saving it specifically for this project. Now, I printed the heart template from the internet because I wanted to make sure the heart itself was symmetrical, and I'm not very good at drawing hearts. I'm sticking it to the blank here with double-sided tape. I marked the top and the bottom of the blank with my marking gauge so that it will help me guide my cuts at the bandsaw. This is my first time working with purple hardwood. When people say it's hard and dense, they're not exaggerating. It was really difficult to work. Here I'm just cutting around the template and trying to stay pretty close to the line. Try to reduce some of the work that I have to do later. And I forgot to increase the depth of cut on the bandsaw. So you see here I'm fumbling around with it, trying to cut most of the top and bottom. And I was trying to figure out if I was going to resaw it, with a handsaw, or what I was going to do before I actually remembered to increase the capacity. And here I remembered to increase the capacity and went ahead and finished the cut on the bandsaw. I started out by flattening the top and the bottom, sanding it on a flat slab of marble that I got from a friend of mine. Next, I began marking the inside of the box with my marking gauge. I set it about 1/4 of an inch. I didn't measure it, but something close, and just went around the outside edges. Next, I drilled a pilot hole using the drill press. That way I can cut out the middle with my coping saw. I quickly found that there are definitely easier ways to do this, but I did want to do most of the project by hand. I just really feel it adds something special to the project. This footage is sped up to about 1,000 times. So, it's taking a little bit of time. This stuff is definitely not easy to work with. a new coping saw blade and we're ready to go. And another new coping saw blade. After 2 broken blades, I finally did get the middle cut out. I'm just showing one side of it here. Cut out both sides. Second verse, same as the first. I did the same thing on the other side as I did here. The pilot hole. The only difference is I slowed down a little bit and took my time to keep the blade from heating up and bending and causing the breaks. Then I went ahead and filed the middle to reduce some of the inner wall thickness, and started working on reducing the outside of the box. I used a series of files and rasps. I even tried my palm sander, but this Purple Heart is just really tough, and it wasn't going anywhere fast. Ultimately, I found the spoke shave to be the most effective way to remove the material. One thing about this Purple Heart, it definitely requires a lot of patience. I started to shape the outside of the box a little sooner than I should have, but it ended up helping me remove some material, so, no harm done. Now, I didn't include the glue up of the bottom to the middle portion, but it's really just standard. I used some Gorilla wood glue, clamped it up, left it overnight, and it really went to work. That way the middle portion and the bottom portion, they both make up the base of the box, and they can be shaped at the same time to the same thicknesses, so on and so forth. checking the bottom of the box against the top to make sure the lid's gonna fit. And it's close, but it still needs some more filing. Once I got the base close to the size that I wanted, I flipped it over onto the top and then just outlined the base on the top so I could check my inside of the lid dimensions. Then it's over to the drill press to remove material. The fun part, chiseling out the top. This really gave me the push I needed to go ahead and drill some dog holes and get out my hold fast. I'm using the chisel bevel down to keep from digging into the lid too far. Also gives a nice smooth transition instead of just being straight down on the sides. I did clean up the sides a little bit by paring down with the chisel. Now here, I just use the chisel to create a rabbet around the top of the base for the lid to fit over it. Really important to consider grain direction when you're doing this. But it's okay, I was able to clean it up. I decided to add some carving to the sides for a personal touch. I got the Celtic weave pattern offline and glued it to the box. with some spray adhesive. And then while I waited for the template to dry, I went ahead and began shaping the top. It doesn't really take long for the spray adhesive to dry though. Just trying to be productive with the downtime. Once it's dried, just use a V-gouge and a mallet and follow the lines. Going around the curves is a little bit tricky, but if you just take your time and just really guide that chisel and stop at your endpoints, not too short and don't go over, that can take a little bit of practice, but it turns out pretty well. Then I use my Wood by Right card scraper to remove the template. It also helps smooth out the top of that carving, little fuzzies that are sticking up from the chisel work. And then it's on to sanding. I was trying to get this done before Valentine's Day, so it was still kind of cold here in Alabama. The jacket and the shop apron really kept me warm, or warm enough at least. And my favorite part of every project is adding finish. For this box I used shellac and denatured alcohol, sanding in between coats. Then I finished it with paste wax for some added protection. And there you have it. This box was a lot of hard work. Definitely working with Purple Heart for the first time, taught me a lot of lessons, but I learned a lot about working with it. And my wife really loved the box, so it's definitely worth it. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so that you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. You can also follow me on Instagram at Cheatwood Creations. Alrighty, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a wonderful day.